touch me that way, when you touch me that way, oh, when you touch me that way, boy, your love is making me roar.
Hey now there, good morning. We're going to Brokerage Brewing Company in West Lafayette, where we're going to be making a beer with Corey. Corey, he used to work with me at a former brewery. Had a good time working together. He went on to do his own thing here at Brokerage. Sounds like he's making some real nice beers, so I'm looking forward to maybe taking a little sip-saroonie of some brew pops today. We're gonna make a New England IPA. I don't remember what kind of stuff we're gonna put in it. We talked about it. I just don't remember. Another early morning. We're about 2 hours into the trip right now, and it's still, it's like 6:30 right now.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks to my pappy for loaning us the lovely Buick today. Car had to go and blow a coil spring and jag it right into the tire. So we got this real nice circa 1990 Buick. Is this a LeSabre? Yeah.
LeSabre.
LeSabre. It's real nice. Thanks to have.
Side of the road. Pity those who don't know what we know. And what we know all too well. They're controlled by the norm and they can't tell. Trapped in a cage of their own complacency. We can only stop them with an army.
Brokerage, we opened up in December of 2017. It was a plan put together by Brian, Russell, and Stacy Grove and their partners. A couple of years ago, they thought that this area needed a space for community. This particular part of West Lafayette, there's a lot of people who live around here, but there's not a lot of spaces to go to and meet and drink and be happy. So they decided to open up a nano brewery. I was brought online in about October of last year, and we've been rolling ever since. I usually mill in the day before brew day. Just takes a little bit of stress off of my brew day. I come in at 5 in the morning because I'm an early bird. So I mill in the day before. I come in the next day, 5 in the morning, sanitize my tank. Usually by about 7 o'clock or so, I'm ready to grain in. Grain in takes, about 15 minutes if I'm doing it by myself. Mash for about 20 minutes, boil off for 20 minutes. I do an hour boil. And then depending on the style of beer, add a whole mess of hops, or no hops, or a few hops. And then, I set up all my rigs for knockout. Knockout takes me about 25 minutes or so. Nowadays, since the groundwater is a little warmer, I usually get into the fermenter a little bit warmer than I like. I'd like to get into 68 degrees. Right now I've been hitting about 75, so I have to wait about an hour or so before I pitch yeast for the beer to come back down to temp. That's usually the point in time where I get all of my cleanup done. I have a 3.5 barrel electric system from Blickman, which is super nice. But since it has those big elements in there, they have to be cleaned every time you brew. So I do a full CIP every brew day. And then I'll pull the elements out, visually inspect them, make sure they're good, and jam them back in place for the next time. So the building that we're in is actually entirely owned by the real estate firm that's next door, the Russell Company. They're also the owners. I think there was an optometrist that was in this part of the building originally. When his lease was up, he decided to move out, and since the owners were already thinking about putting in a community space, it made a lot of sense for them to repurpose this particular spot for for the needs that they wanted to meet.
Warm out today.
Warm out yesterday. When it's warm outside and your work is done, come down to the brewery, have a little fun. It's beer run.
Pull this curtain down.
So today's beer run is Middle School Mustache. It's a coffee blonde, about 6.5%. Took a blonde ale, lightly hopped it with Cascade, and then in collaboration with the Biggie bearded coffee roasters in town, put about 5 pounds of coffee into a 3.5 barrel batch.
In this game that we call life, filled with love and strife. It's like a roller coaster pedal on tight. What do I know? I'm only a man from Monty, Indiana, but I've got a plan to change the world for all to see. That life should be what you want it to be. I see your pain, I see your strain. To push your guts like a mother. So listen to what the haters say. So get on my train, don't get the out of my way.
All right, we're making a New England style IPA today. Double A.
Yeah.
We got a bunch of two-row in here, some flake and whatnots. What do we got for hops in here?
We got Galaxy, we got Idaho 7, we got Citra, we got Big Secret. That's it.
That smells pretty lovely. So they're all going right here into the whirlpool. Oh yeah. And then it's gonna get a big old dry hop.
Two,
Dos.
dry hop.
I've been brewing professionally for about 5 years. I started out in the kitchen at Cardinal Brewing Company, now a cart, and was fortunate and lucky enough to move into the brewery underneath Chip Lewis. I worked there for a little under 3 years, and there's two sides to brewing. There's neighborhood style brewing and production style brewing. I wanted to see which one fit my brewing philosophy best, so I moved over to Czech. Worked there for about a year. Turns out I'm a neighborhood brewer. I like it a lot more, so I got the opportunity to come here and go back to my roots. Like most people who get into brewing, I started with a little Mr. Beer kit, a little dinky 1 gallon batch. It was terrible, but it's one of the few places that it's like a complete meditative catharsis for me. I have a lot of anxiety issues, and it's like when I'm in the brewery or doing cellar work or sitting at the end of my bar here, it really clears all that out. It's a very, very great headspace for me to be in. Even when I was homebrewing, I homebrewed 3 and 4 times a week just to ease into that sort of headspace, and it's actually very mentally healthy for me. So it's awesome.
never see. Light of day from the oppressive kind. The media majors melt our minds. Some are scared while others are blind. I feel that
Oh, hey! We're heading home from Brokerage Brewing Company. We had ourselves a nice day today. Turns out Corey likes to be just as goofy as we do. We did all kinds of silly stuff today. And we made a beer, made a double New England IPA. Big old dose of hops in there. Shared a couple nice beers with us. You had a good day.
just get in the groove.
Is there something else you wanted to say? Sorry. You'll have to forgive David. He didn't have his coffee yet.
I was sleepy. I didn't have my Monster. You ready?
Yes.
When work is done and you're thirsty now, time to get out. Oh, that did not work. That did not work.
Oh, look at that. Look at that face. Best part of my morning. Sorry.
Trying to me up, man.
Hey, now there, good morning.
Hi down there, good morning.
Try to get as straight face as possible.
You know, if you put your ear up against the glass, you can hear Corey dancing.